So the guitar industry is unlike any other industry pretty much out there, in my opinion. This is just going off the top of my head with some thoughts. Now, could you imagine if you went to a car dealer and you went to buy a brand new Jeep or a whatever, Chrysler, wherever you live, Holden, Ford, and they had another one sitting next to it that was all bashed up and relicked, relicked and road worn. You wouldn't want it. Like, who would buy a car that's say $5,000 more expensive and it looks like crap? No one would want that. But it seems like the guitar industry has this sort of fascination with making things look old. I very rarely ever see anybody age their guitar just through playing it anymore. And it seems like one of those things that's just lost. No one seems to play one guitar enough anymore to wear it out. Given some of the finishes on certain brands of guitars won't wear out. It's just the way that is too. But you can scuff it up. It can be naturally dinged if you bash it up against the wall by accident or it falls or whatever. So yeah, I just thought it would be a funny comparison. You go to buy a laptop or you go to buy a car and you've got an option of a road-worn one where it's got a cracked screen and a slower hard drive, and it's like, man, it's rusted out. Like, it's the only industry where the consumers or the musicians pay more for something that's old. I couldn't think of another one. It just maybe furniture. If you're buying from a place that specializes in like an antiques dealer, but that's sort of different. It's just an odd thing to want to buy relic instruments over a new instrument that you can kind of add your own personality to over time. Now, before you flame the comments, yes, I've played relic guitars and I love the dry neck. I would take that drier sort of neck finish over a high gloss most of the time. But if it's a satin finish, it usually feels pretty good. My 60 or 56 Les Paul reissue, slightly relic. It's got little bits of rust on certain parts, which is, it didn't really need that, but they put it on anyway. But the finish is high gloss and it feels great. So I think it's specific to certain instruments that will make, and the player, of course, to choose if they think the relic one is better. But I'd love to hear some thoughts on the whole relicking thing, if it's gone too far now and too many companies are doing it, or whether or not you're still digging it. Because I know when I buy stuff now, I want it to look new. It's weird, but it's just the way that it is. Unless I'm buying something that's secondhand and it's already been beat up, which is rare, but if something came up, I would do it. I still want it to look good. So yeah, that's my thoughts. And lastly, my 52 reissue Telecaster that you've seen on a million videos on YouTube, all the the marks, the cracks, all that stuff has happened through use. It's got some black stains on the body from where my rhythm hand goes and all that kind of stuff. So that doesn't wash out. So it's part of its heritage now, and the fact that it's just been used, and I didn't have to buy it relicked for an extra $300. So yeah, the industry's funny. It's a funny industry, and yeah, I wonder if they'll be doing relicked pedals pretty soon as well.